Hi, what's up, buddy?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, hi, what's up, buddy?
I just had a couple of questions for you, and then just a general, uh, yeah, just a couple of questions because I didn't really hear you cover something, and it was kind of bothering me that you didn't, and so I kind of wanted to get your opinion.
Sure, what's up?
So, at the event, when Soy Pill and Erudite confronted you, as people would say, um, how do you feel about that?
Um, I don't know. It's complicated. Why is that super important to this conversation?
Kinda, because it's what sprung this whole thing. Um, I was just kind of curious, like, have you seen how people have reacted to those kind of things? And
I think I saw one thread, but it was early in its pop up, and then I think a second one got posted on Kyla. I think I woke up and saw it and I deleted it because it seemed excessive, but I didn't go through the whole thread.
yeah, so it's gotten like we let like a lot of shit fly, and it's gotten kind of like weird. Not just with Kyla, but like Hutch and Pisco and anybody that's kind of in the surrounding. I mean, we all know like they used to be in this community and talk in this community, and now they don't, obviously. And there's people can have their feelings about that or whatever it is, but for the most part, like I'll just kind of go down the list. Like Pisco, how do you feel about Pisco and his political opinions, and like how do you feel people should be treating Pisco?
I mean, I still like Pisco and Ira and Hutch and them.
Okay, I I I know that
Mm-hmm.
because you do say little things like every once in a while about
Yeah, I
like
try
I
to
think the
signal
other
it.
day you said like yeah, and I guess my whole point is that I think you need to signal it a little bit stronger, not like to where we need to like cuck out and completely fucking 180 and nobody can ever get criticized or whatever it is, but like um there's just been like a lot of people that are like taking it a bit too far
Yeah.
and like a bit too excessive. Like I watch a lot of Hutch streams, like before you start streaming. Generally, I just have Hutch on in my ear while I'm at work, and like I'll pull up the chat and stuff, and there's a lot of people going pretty fucking hard on almost everybody that is not in the camp of we are in a complete fascist takeover, and everybody is like 3 days away from absolute death and absolute rights being revoked, and anybody that doesn't take your position and your rhetoric on things is wrong, and anybody that pushes back on what you're saying needs to be excised from the Democratic Party because they're weak and feckless and all of, dude, it is like getting pretty fucking crazy how people are reacting to like the slightest like bit of pushback right now.
Yeah, I think I saw something like this while I was watching one of Hutch's chats, like his chat room while he was doing a stream. And I think that's why I like made a statement afterwards where I was like, hey, like, I think it's good to push people in their positions, but I think some of you guys are getting a little bit unhinged sometimes when I look at these other chats. I think I do agree with that sometimes. I think there might be a little bit of uncomfortable course correcting, but I think one thing that I kind of want to correct a little bit on that is probably going to be a little bit painful is I am like a little bit tired of, I feel like I've carved out like a lot of good faith space in my community for a ton of people, even people who are not the nicest towards me. And it does feel a little bit weird that I have like this reputation for having like the craziest and most unhinged and insane community ever when we try so hard to carve out like that, that like good faith for even like fucking people like Hassan and Wash and shit. But then when you step into any of these other communities, I'm like literally fucking Hitler always. That like dynamic is something I've gotten really tired of, and the fact that like it seems like basically nobody on the internet, except for I think IRI, like carves out any sort of like moderation in their community for how people treat me. I was like, it's completely eliminated my desire to do that proactively on my end when it's like literally never reciprocated. I don't know. I've gotten like really just kind of irritated about that. Like, I'm never going to tell people to go harass anybody, and I don't want people to. When I see people get like a little bit extra, I'm like, okay, guys, you guys need to chill out. But like, when in every single one of these side communities, I'm basically treated as like a fucking Nazi, or I'm like Voldemort. Like, people will be watching content of me, and they'll like kind of sort of agree with my things, but they can't even like say my name. I'm like, okay, this is like fucking, this feels retarded. Yeah, I don't know. It just gets.
Yeah, I'll just say like in general, like if people like pull this up and make Reddit posts about it or tweets about like, oh, even Destiny's subreddit moderators telling him that people are going crazy. I'll just let it like so that people can clip this or say that I said this. No, the only reason why I am bringing this up is because we try so hard to not be portrayed as this,
Sure.
and we don't do this shit. And so what I hate is like the idea that like these instances of these things happening can be used against us, and nobody else in any other space online does anything like this. They don't confront the fact that the community is even like it's not getting like it's not terrible right now, but it's just like we're kind of snowballing into where like there was like 3 posts about Kyla this morning within like 2 hours of each other, and every
Yeah, I know,
single
but there's
one
like
of them
this.
was
I
getting
just
a
don't know how
little-
to. There's just like this very weird and annoying trend. And maybe it's better now that I'm kind of more operating on my own, because now we can just say fuck everybody else. I don't like this like duality of my community is simultaneously the scariest, most horrible fucking community online, but somehow everybody also just feels comfortable like relentlessly shitting on me and being insane with regards to me. I don't know how people can have both realities here. Like the idea, like, fuck, I'm not trying to be mean to anybody, okay? But like when I'm like, I remember when I was on a show when I'm with like a train wrecks, and like whenever train wrecks would complain about like, oh, you don't know what it's like to be canceled by so many people or like attacked by so many people, like, train wrecks, what are you talking about? Like, I'm still banned from Twitch. Like, what are you talking about? Or hearing Hassan say shit like that, like, oh, like I'm the most like persecuted person. It's like, bro, I've been banned from Twitch for 3 years. When I was having that argument a few weeks ago with Pisco, and Pisco was like, do you know how hard it is when I'm out here trying to like build bridges with people and like your community shit on me? And I'm like, I know that you're not asking me that, motherfucker. You're insane. Like, do you have any idea how much restraint it took there not to just fucking go absolutely nuclear? Like, what is it like to be backstabbed and attacked by every single motherfucking person on the internet constantly, like your entire like friend group included, as you have like my biggest hater, number one enemies are frequenting your chat or co-hosting your show? Like, so it's like, I guess like the irritating thing I have is that like, it's so funny because I go above and beyond, I would say, for my community more than anybody else's when it comes to harassing or bullying other people. Like, I don't know any other community that my size in the politics space that tries so hard to like carve out that space to be, hey, like, we're not going to relentlessly shit on people, we're not going to do weird personal attacks all the time, et cetera, et cetera. But somehow, like, I still have like this reputation of having like the Voldemort Hitler community. I don't know. Like, at that point, I'm like, fuck it. Like, if I don't care as much, I guess, yeah. Like, I'll still tell people like, don't go overboard and shit, but I'm not going to so proactively try to cuck out to everybody, because it just feels exhausting and stupid.
And that's where I was just basically trying to get you on the record of saying things like, you know, when Erudite posted that reply to your tweet about saying that it was like the Nazi at the memorial, that it was like a Nazi propaganda, whatever, and she posted like that so edgy or whatever, and then with like a thing with Wednesday Addams, like, I instantly saw that was a meme. And like, so for me, I think like what you're talking about, where people are being absurd or attacking you and doing those kind of things, like, that is very much something that I think should be pushed back on.
Well, wait, what do you mean by saw that was a meme, or what do you mean by that was a meme?
So I think it's here, I'll send you the link. So this.
Well, I know what it is. I remember seeing it.
Oh, it's very much that she's not like calling you out for saying that. It was just like a meme.
I feel like it was I feel like it was a minor call out. No?
I don't know. I'd be interested to say. I mean, I don't.
Like, I'm not personally offended by it. I mean, like, at this point we've argued back and forth. But like, if she felt the need to come up, or if she wanted to come up and like ask the question at the TPUSA thing, right, and question me on my rhetoric, which I understand she disagrees with, along Soypill, and then is also doing it again at her tweet. I don't know why I would just assume that this one is like just a meme. I feel like it's probably her genuine opinion, yeah?
I mean, it very well could be, but like, I guess my thing is like people flying off the cuff on like the smallest stuff, as far like, which I think is different than like if somebody is like, Destiny's fucking retarded for having this opinion. And anybody that would have this opinion should honestly be just excised from us altogether. Like that's an understandable, like, when people start to go in that direction. But like, I mean, some of the comments that were on this were just like,
Yeah, some of the
I
comments
guess
are unhinged,
what I'm
especially
saying-
for whatever reason. Kyla brings out like some of the most unhinged comments. I don't know why.
Yeah,
but
and-
yeah, there are
and
definitely
so
some
I
comments
get-
are unhinged. Yeah.
And so that's my whole point is just to say to people, listen, like when the soy pill stuff and the erudite stuff at the event happened, like all that kind of stuff just was able to fly. We had multiple threads about it. People talked about it. It's fine. But like when we're just like attacking something that's like super small, it just becomes where it's like, this isn't what we should be focusing the energy on. And like I'll get replies to like me trying to like kind of tone it down in the comments, and people will be like, we're in the middle of a fascist takeover, like I had talked about before. And I'm like, dude, like people are getting just a little over the top with it, to where like some of my responses have been like, you should probably just get off Reddit, because like this is like, people are getting unironically like radicalized in the political climate that we're in. And I think that they're getting radicalized in a way that is not great towards people that should be given a bit more charity, I guess, than others. Like, I'm not saying that we need to like say that these people are endlessly correct or whatever it might be, but it becomes it's a weird position that we get put in as moderators of this stuff, to like have to read through this stuff and like find the fine line. So like when there's like 3 posts about a certain person, that's when we're gonna start stepping in on it. And I just basically wanted to get your opinion on how people were reacting. And it sounds like you think that people were being kind of over the top, and that you have seen people going after people in a way in their chats and things that you don't like. But ultimately people are open to do whatever they want to. But a lot of people have been.
I mean, I like this,
DMing me
all I'm
and
saying is that, like I can do this because I'm whatever, a sociopath, or I'm like equipped to do internet shit for whatever fucking reason. But like, I don't think that it's not going to be sustainable for the vast majority of people, my audience included, to maintain the position of infinite charitability for every single other audience, but for every other audience to be able to flip on us and go fucking unhinged or insane, or to just be generally aggressive or unsupportive, like no matter what. Like that's just like we can try to.
Do you see that through like Hutch and IRI and like, I don't know about Pisco. Honestly, I don't know what his chat looks like, but like, do you like
For IRI,
like
no,
Hutch,
I don't think
it's
my
one of those
community
people.
is that negative towards IRI. For Hutch, I don't think that I don't look at his chat, so I can't say. I'm not sure. I don't know. But I mean, I think it's probably just going to be at some point, like if the only thing that you see from people is negative, that's just going to be the impression that people get. I think that's a pretty human thing. Like I can put that aside for whatever reason. I'm able to do that, but an ordinary human being will not be able to do that. They just can't do that. Yeah. That's the thing that I had to memorize, like for my interpersonal relationships. Like I have a tendency, I don't say nice things often, and sometimes I'll show up and just like criticize. And regardless of how much I love a friend or a partner, like if you do that, they're gonna think that you fucking hate them. It doesn't matter what your actual thoughts are at all. It's actually totally fucking relevant. If the only thing you ever bring is criticism, no matter how positive you feel about the person, they're always gonna get the impression that you fucking hate them. And that's basically every single community's position right now with regards to my community. So there's no way that you can moderate away that feeling. I understand that's difficult or stressful for you guys, but like if you have a thing where I like just looking from the average community person, right? And again, like I try not to cry or whatever bullshit, but like if I'm getting swatted, attacked by all the largest figures in the United States, and there's a whole bunch of shit going on, and then you've got these other communities that that are ostensibly like friendly with us, but don't ever talk about me ever, and then the only time you see them say anything is to like criticize like my verbiage on something. It's not surprising to me that a lot of community members would like have like a very negative reaction towards that, like that's pretty human. I don't know how you could possibly like moderate that away or get the average person to buy into the idea of, well, hold on, like trust me, like this guy's cool, he's an ally, he's just never ever going to say anything positive about you or this community ever, no matter what, and will only say negative or critical things, but like they're kind of sort of aligned with us, at least in vision. Like that's a really hard sell, right? Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm not trying to justify people being unhinged. I don't think people should be unhinged, but yeah.
I absolutely do. I guess just what I'm saying is like people are like, I'm fine with everybody saying like whatever it is up until a certain point. Like with Hutch, people are just like saying, like people are like going after him for I don't even want to say it because like it's not, but like looks and stuff, and like there's things that like we have these rules for, and it puts me in a shitty position when people like make me have to enforce something when like,
I mean, you see people breaking rules or like
really
making fun of like
no,
then ban them.
that's what I'm saying is like that, or like with Erudite, people talking about like, do you think Erudite's on an Anna Kasparian arc?
No, I don't think so. If you saw something like
Do
that,
you
it
think
was
that
just
she's drifting? Like, no,
No.
these are just things that yeah,
but then ban
obviously.
him.
Do
Yeah,
you
just
think,
ban him. Fuck him.
and this is just, I'm wanting you to vocally say like that you think these things, because I think a lot of people see your reactions to small things, or they want to speak for you, and just having the idea that you at least like don't say those things. Like I brought up in one of the threads that like it's a pretty big deal that Erudite said like we've been friends for 3 years in public. Like, that's a pretty big deal for her to say that. Just because of the climate that they're in, and like, so like, I don't know, I see certain stuff that's like that, or you know, it's hard with Soy Pill. I don't know much about Soy Pill, but like his shit seemed a little bit less genuine and more just irritated that he kept having to fucking defend you for whatever reason. He felt like he needed to defend you, but like there are people that are genuinely, I think, good people that people are going a bit too hard on, and I just wanted you to, you know, say that was the case. And if you don't feel like that's the case, and you don't feel like people are going too hard, then that's what it is. But
No, I understand. I
relayed-
understand that. I will say that. I think that people shouldn't go super hard or be super unhinged. But like, there's going to be like a certain like, there's a whole bunch of like really horrible black types of people that I could like watch on stream, and I wouldn't be able to do that for weeks and weeks and weeks and not expect my audience to start to become racist. Or I could like host a ton of like the worst, most horrible women ever and not expect my audience to become sexist. Or host like the worst Indians or Japanese people or whatever. Like at some point I'm going to know, like, okay, this might not be good, might not be great. We need to find better representation of these people, right? That's all I'm saying in terms of that, like that the response is going to be very predictable. So like, again, like I'll say it, like people shouldn't be like unhinged towards other people. I've said this many times, I'll continue to say it. But like, if the only time those other communities ever bring me up is going to be like negatively or critically, like there's no possible way that I can shift the whole response to my community to just like never worry about it or never feel a certain type of way about it, I guess. Yeah. Sorry, I'm repeating myself, but yeah.
Yeah, and that's all I wanted, because like I think that a lot of this stuff is just people trying to take out frustration and finding like an easy way to do it. And I think that the political climate has people like seeing any sort of pushback towards anything as something being like people are acting like these people are like a threat to our republic because of their opinions. Like, because Erudite and Soy Pill pushed back on you at that event, like they might as well have been MAGA. You know what I mean?
It's not
like,
so much that. Well, it's, you have to like I don't know if you're I don't know if your dad is alive or not. Okay, I'm not trying to personally confuse
my dad is alive,
okay.
And he is a conservative.
Sure. Like, imagine your dad just like died of lung cancer, and like you call a friend and you say that, and your friend's like, "Oh man, that sucks," and your friend's like, "Man, yeah, didn't he pick up smoking from you? Man, that sucks." Like, if he just like says something like that and he doesn't mean it that bad, like at that particular point in time, I imagine that would probably, to an ordinary person, that would trigger the ever living fuck out of somebody to like imply like, "Are you saying I fucking killed my dad? What the fuck kind of comment is that?" Right? Like, they might not have meant it in the worst way. They might have been the worst kind of a thing. But like, again, like when we're at like I feel like when we're at a juncture where there's like so much external pressure, and then we just came off like the most random retarded fucking other community Ethan backstab in the universe, that then to at a Turning Point USA event where there's, I think, unless people are memeing, like I think genuinely there are people watching who are like actually worried that I'm about to get fucking shot on camera, and then two people appear, and then it's to repeat the same like, shouldn't you tone down the rhetoric comments that like have been like, I imagine at that point like that would, I just feel like that's always, there's no way that you could get the community to not respond incredibly negatively to that. Like that's always going to be like, people like, wait, what the fuck? Yeah.
And I agree with that criticism, and I said it multiple times, like in the threads that were on there. Like, I understand that it wasn't a perfect time or anything, but it was just that extra step that people were going where they were like, we need to excise these people. These people are not our out. And it just, to me, it just seemed a bit fucking. It seemed a bit crazy. But
sure. Yeah. Yeah, I can understand that.
You know, and that's all I wanted to bring up, because ultimately, I think that you don't want what you deleted a couple of threads today because it was getting crazy. And so ultimately, I just wanted you to be able to say like, you know, there is a limit to what people are doing, and the way that people generally respond to if it's just me saying it is that I'm simping for Kyla. I'm doing, you know, it. Back when I first joined the community, people thought I was like some Vosh plant or Hassan plant. Like, it's just always a thing where people are like trying to say that you have some ulterior motive. I ultimately just do basically what you've lined out that you want to be done, and I end up taking the heat for it, which is fine. Like, that's the whole point of why I'm doing what I'm doing. But like, it is nice like to have just a little bit of, you know,
Yeah.
support on that end, because I do think that people kind of lose sight of that sometimes. So
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I support. It's not like you guys are never like doing shit and I'm telling you not to, or you're like in opposition to me, or I don't think you're anti-fans or anything. So if people get that impression, that's not a good one to have. I agree. Yeah.
well, yeah, like somebody had messaged me and they're like, well, you know, Destiny went after Forethought a couple of times, and I don't think that you understand that he's not afraid to call you out. And I was like, I understand that he'll call me out. He just hasn't done that because I'm doing the thing that he wants to be done. And
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just ultimately, I just wanted to make sure that was the same page that we were on. And if it wasn't, then you just have to say that. But like, you know, I did think it was getting a little much.
Okay.
That's it. Everybody, I'm not some cuck loser. I'm just trying to do what I'm supposed to do. So I love everybody. Love chat. And hopefully you beat Expedition 33 before the end of the year.
All right. I love everybody. Be careful.